Go for it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Joe Code. It is I, your host, Joe Marrese. I have another great guest for you guys today. Coming up here in just a moment, we're gonna get let's get a quick check-in with Aaron on the softball season. Hasn't been a softball update in quite a while. The weather's been absolute shit here. So I'd imagine softball's not too fun, Aaron, is it?
Well, it's not happening. It's still fun when it happens. But yeah, it's rained three times more than it has in Seattle this year.
Wow.
So we have not played much at all.
Man, and it's too cold, though. When it's this cold, it's not fun. I remember playing high school baseball when it was freezing. And I remember batting, and I remember getting drilled one time in the thigh, and it just killed. And then and then I rubbed it, and then the team was like making fun of me because I rubbed it. Because like you're not supposed to rub it.
Whatever.
I guess when you get pegged, they make fun of you.
Whatever.
But it's freaking freezing, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't succumb to that peer pressure. I'd rub it as much as I want.
Yeah, I had to. It's freezing cold. That's the thing about playing high school baseball in Chicago. You'd have those days where, like April. No, the season would start in March, which is crazy because it's still like in the 40s a lot of the days. And you'll be playing baseball with snow flurries. That kind of weather is only fun for football. I guess soccer you could do it, and then if you play like hockey is fun in that too. If you play like street hockey or like ice hockey outside. Mm-hmm. But all right. Anyway, well, hopefully by the spring season when I come back, we'll have some good weather for some softball. All right, yeah, let's get to it. Got a string here of great guests. Got another great guest today. Great, funny, young comedian. Probably my youngest guest. Probably by far that I've had on. I don't think I've had anybody in their 20s yet. All right, so we gotta get some younger people here. So this is another guy that works with me at the Comedy Store. Great comic. Great to have him on today. Gonna be a lot of fun. All right, let's bring him out. Without further ado, you ready to come out?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Cooper Lyden, everybody. We've got Cooper Lyden here. That is, what is that, Lyden?
Lyden. A lot of people spell it O with an O. The guy from the Sex Pistols, John Lydon, he does an O. But we do an E in my family. I was actually asked about this last night. But I don't get asked about it a lot.
Yeah, it's not that big of a... You're sitting pretty tall there.
Is the chair big?
I don't know, but I feel like you're not that tall, and now you came over here, and I feel like you're a giant. You got a good... I mean, sit how you like.
I didn't do it on purpose. I noticed... Yeah. I watched the last couple episodes. A lot of people had issues with the chair. So I was really... Ben and Felicia both had issues with it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're... Well, they're both kind of weird and awkward, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, they kind of do a thing. I just try and come in as a professional.
Yeah, just sit down. Yeah, Jessie, she was fine when she sat.
Yeah, I'll work it out. This is good for me.Maybe I'll go lower later if it's not going well.
No, you're fine. We'll see. I got you a black coffee. You like that?
Yeah, this is like a fancy black coffee.
Yeah,
it's
from
Bristol Farms.
Yeah.
You can tell it has like a fancy, like, there's always like a citrus aftertaste.
Yeah. Now, you did not want to pick me up, which is fine.
Well, it's that
typically the guests will pick me up on the way. No, it was way out of the way. You're way far east. I know. I'm west.
Yeah, you never asked, but then I was watching Ben's episode, and you were like, "It's nice to have the guests because they give me rides." And I was like, "Oh, well, should I give Joe a ride?" And then I checked, and I was like, I think I would have to maybe leave right now, and I was still in bed.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I would be here unshowered, unprofessional.
Yeah, I only spilled the drinks a little bit. I tasted your coffee, actually, not on purpose.
Really?
But because I had the drinks in my lap,
They're different sizes.
I'm riding in the Uber. I got the drink tray.
Yeah.
With I have that's a latte, by the way. I don't drink coffee. Too good for it.
I saw that. You didn't like the coffee, did you?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. But yeah, so anyway, I'm sitting there and the guy hits a bump and some of the coffee squirted onto my hand. So then I just licked it off.
Yeah. Well,
it tastes all right.
It was actually exciting because when you sent me that text, I was watching the episode with Ben because I needed to study the podcast. And you guys said that on the episode. You were like, nobody's watching the fucking podcast before they come on. And
yeah.
So I was watching it.
I mean, I honestly don't care if people do or not.
But it helps.
I don't really watch other people's podcasts. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but I'm just kind of teasing.
Lets people know. Yeah.
But thanks for checking it out. Yeah.
You had the coffee latte debate, and then I got the coffee latte text, and I was like, now I'm being asked. It was kind of exciting, almost as like a fan of the show to be like, now I'm getting asked if I want a coffee. And I knew the right answer was latte, but
there's no right answer.
I just felt like
get whatever the heck you want.
But yeah, I usually do black coffee.
Yeah, I don't do black coffee. I can't. Is it good? I can't drink black coffee. I have to put something in it.
No, this is like not great.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, well, coffee's just by itself is weird. It's
Yeah.
like a bitter taste.
Yeah, sometimes
you got to add like something to it. Like I pretty much drink it for the coffee or for the caffeine. But some coffees have good taste, but
this is too fancy of a coffee.
Generally, it's coffee I find bitter.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like lattes more. I've just been like coughing a lot. So if I drink like a cup of cream, the whole episode could go to shit.
Yeah, don't have cream then.
I have an inflamed throat on my own podcast. If I cough a lot, and it ruins episodes.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, you don't want to cough. You don't want to burp. There's a lot of times when I have to burp. I like on this, and I try to hold it in, but people still know that I'm doing it.
I do a lot of
I can't hold it in. I mean, I can, but you'll still hear like a or something.
You're doing it a lot on the episode with Ben.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I'm drinking drinks.
Yeah.
You know, I just ate. I don't know. It's adrenaline. Maybe I'm getting adrenaline burps. I don't know.
No, I have big issues with gas and yawning, and because most of the time you're alone on this podcast.
Yeah,
just going for an hour.
A lot of them alone,
and that's very tough.
It is
because there's no downtime. So like, if you have gas, the gas is part of the episode unless you edit it out. I have this problem all the time.
I'm not gonna edit it. Yeah,
I yawn a lot. I have gas coming up.
You yawn during your own podcast?
Yeah,
when you bored of your own shit?
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I don't know. I think I like run out of breath because I'm like speaking, and then eventually my body's like, and like I need to like take in air because I'm trying to like fill time, and like I'm just alone in my room.
Oh, so, you do it in your room? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It's like an insane person. It's like
a little bit.
You know. It's like Bill Burr, the man himself. Like he's so good at he can just do it just straight out for an hour in an empty room,
right?
And he can go. But it's an embarrassingly hard thing for me to do.
Oh, it's tough,
just physically.
Yeah. Well,
mentally,
physically also. I mean, for me it's hard. I mean, I go to Aaron a decent amount for some feedback or whatever, but it's like. Yeah, it's hard to talk for that long.
You can divert. Those are the two ways to do a solo podcast. It's like if you can.
I just did it right now.
See, it happens
with the burp,
and it would suck if I wasn't here, because then you'd have to talk through that.
I shouldn't even say anything because then I'm bringing attention to it. I don't want to gross out my audience.
It humanizes you. But yeah, I feel like there's two ways to do a solo podcast. You can either have a producer in the room, and that makes it way more fun because you have an audience, or you just do it fully alone. And it's like...
I would feel like a psycho if it was fully alone.
You do feel like... One time I watched my podcast just to see what it looked like while I was high. And I was like, this is... Like, what am I doing? This is really weird. This is weird to watch.
And do you go for an hour?
Mm-hmm. I try.
Well, that's great.
I try.
That's a great exercise.
I learned pretty quickly why Bill Burr doesn't film his podcast, and it's because when you're alone in a room with no producer, it's a really weird thing to film.
Yeah, maybe the audio is the way to go.
Yeah, but I mean, people like to have something.
You lunatic.
Yeah, but you know, it's like an exercise.
No, yeah, you want to see yourself on camera. I get that. Well, that's
Maybe.
cool, man. It was great to run into you at Tam O'Shanter.
That was big.
Remember that?
That was big.
On St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
That was fun. You were all fucked up.
I was a little fucked up.
No, you
by
weren't.
then.
But you got there a couple hours before me. Yeah, I didn't know you were there. It was a funny...
Yeah, I was with my girlfriend Meredith Casey.
Yeah.
We were hanging out, drinking Guinness and shots of like Bailey's.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
What's that other whiskey they had? I don't know. It was like tumbleweed or some shit.
Bushmilk, Tullamore Dew.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed. My bad. I hope I don't get Irish hate.
No, I knew what you meant.
That was a big run-in. I got to meet Strider.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you ever say his real name on the podcast? I was about to say his real name, and then I felt like I should.
No, he's Strider.
Yeah.
Strider is his real name. That's what he was baptized as.
Yeah.
And
Baptized in the White Claw and shit. Yeah.
yeah, no, he's a great dude.
Yeah, that was big because I've just seen him in the videos, and I think he's so funny.
Oh, you never met him in person?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, I hadn't met him. I mean, so it was like running into two celebrities, really.
Oh,
at Tam O'Shanter's.
Well, thanks. And yeah, you're right. Probably felt great to see us. And it was cool because I just asked you to do the pod.
Yeah, you did.
And it was like, oh, this is like manifest destiny sort
now we're
of
just
thing.
down in the world. Did you have any of those sandwiches there, like the corned beef sandwiches?
No, I had. I was drinking a lot of half and halves.
Yeah.
Half Guinness, half Harp.
Right.
Oh man, delicious. Great stuff. I was doing that, and that was my first beers that I've had in like 6 weeks. So it felt good to get back to it.
Were you not drinking?
Yeah, I took a break.
Wow, how was that?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt refreshed and just wasn't really feeling like having drinks. So I just kind of was like, I'm gonna chill out for a while.
Not drinking is
Get my head
fucking
clear.
sick. It rules. I
Yeah.
only drink on the weekends now, and whenever I drink, I'm less used to it now. So the drink, it starts to feel like poison more than it does alcohol.
Yeah. Well, you're one of these weekend warriors now.
Pretty much.
Well, you're what are you, 23?
23.
You're a young guy, man.
Totally, but also I know I don't have impulse control. I have a family history of loving the sauce and any substance.
Do you?
Because before I was doing once a week, I would drink at work at the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
and
like-
I would.
Like basically everybody that we work with.
Yeah, but
fucking
I would have like 7 shots of Makers
degenerates.
on a Wednesday
at the Comedy Store.
at the Comedy
Oh,
Store
you're nuts.
while
man.
I'm working because I don't know how to stop. So it's like
Yeah,
I
that's
have
a problem.
Exactly. So I had to tell myself, you can't drink at the Comedy Store anymore because you can't drink at a place where they give you free drinks and they're also doubles.
No, that's true.
And probably just keep it to the weekends.
See, now at my age, I'm a lot older than you. You know how old I am?
39.
Yeah. So at my age, yeah, I can't drink much anymore. I mean, I could probably if I really wanted to, but it wouldn't feel good.
You'd have a horrible day.
At your age, though, everything was on the table.
Of course.
Whatever alcohol you put in front of me, I'll drink it.
Yes. 100%.
I was drinking all of it. I would, there'd be nights at the bar where I was, every kind of alcohol you can imagine.
Yeah, and I take advantage of it.
And
on
is
the
that how
weekends.
you are?
I mean, I drink particular things.
The door's open. Vodka, tequila, whiskey.
No,
gin.
for me, it's really only bourbon. I like to find something I like and stick to it, I think. But I guess with a 23-year-old stomach, I probably could go through a night and have like a vodka, a bourbon, and then wake up the next day and like go for a run.
Yeah.
And I try and take advantage of that.
But you drink beer too, right?
I drink beer and bourbon. That's really all
And
I
you
do.
smoke cigarettes.
Kind of.
Sorry, should I not say
No. I do smoke cigarettes. I was smoking like a pack a day, and then I switched to. I do a lot of Zyn now. Nicotine
Yeah, those pouches.
Because I was coughing so much.
Okay.
So I got off of that.
I was a bit of a cigarette smoker at a time.
I remember you told me you smoked what? You smoked a type of Marlboro they don't make anymore.
They don't make it anymore. Yeah.
That's how cool you are.
Yeah, it is cool. Well, yeah, because I worked at a bar in Chicago back when
Yeah.
you could still smoke in the bar. So it was like
love
boring, and it was like something to do. So I would just smoke Marlboro mediums.
Yeah. That's why I started smoking cigarettes because I started comedy at like 17 and I wasn't allowed inside of the improv.
Yeah, that's how did you start comedy at 17?
I was born here in the Valley. So like,
but how do you, I mean, I don't get, and I have a lot of respect for that, the people that start that young, but it's also like, who the fuck do you think you are, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is like,
at 17,
even still at 23, I don't have anything to say, but you're cocky enough to go do it. So it's more like, of course you don't have anything to say. And then people would tell me that, and I'd be like, all right, but like if I start comedy this young and then I go through life, I'll get better at stand-up, and eventually I'll have more of a perspective, and then I'll have a little stand-up skill.
Yeah,
so by the time I'm this age and have perspective, I also have skill, and hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. No, that it is great to do that. Just to have the balls to do it. To start at that age.
Thank you.
Because like you're at an age still before I even started. I was 24 when I started.
Right, but that's when most people start.
Yeah, I would say like early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
Most people start, but yes, I mean, where did you do comedy at? The high school gym?
Kind of, actually. I was in speech and debate
at the playground. I mean, what?
Yeah, on the playground.
Yeah, I mean, where do you start comedy at 17?
Well, I could go to some open mics. I'll go to like Ha Ha Comedy Club. That was the first place I did an actual comedy open mic. But before that, I did speech and debate. And speech and debate has a section called Original Prose and Poetry, where you can just write anything. And a lot of people will write a story about how like they got fucked or something. It's horrible, and they just want you to cry, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I would just write stand-up comedy. So I wrote jokes, and then I would perform them. But speech and debate tournaments are not like a big crowd. It's in a classroom with 3 other kids competing in the round, and then 1 parent.
Yeah.
So I would just perform stand-up to them in a classroom. And the parents who didn't know the rules of speech and debate loved it. And the parents who did hated it, because they were like, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but was that like a prose then? Would you call that?
It's more of a prose.
What is prose? Is it Prose?
Prose is a very general term.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think just for like a short story is prose. I think
stand-up could be that.
Essentially. That was kind of my argument. Yeah. But then also we had speech and debate shows at our school where we would fill up the auditorium with like 400 kids during a class period, and then we would do stuff. So then I would come out and I would perform stand-up to them.
Oh, wow.
To like my high school, which looking back could have went terribly.
Yeah.
Like to try stand-up for like some of the first times in front of just a bunch of high schoolers who like don't love you, you know? So like it could have gone terrible. I also did stand-up at a fashion show at the school. We had a fashion show that was in the auditorium, and what they did was they made like a U runway around the auditorium.
Yeah.
And I performed in the runway, but it was a wireless mic, and it could only walk side to side on the bottom of the U. So imagine you're just doing stand-up through a runway with like people on each side, and then there's also just people like 400 feet up that you don't know if they like it or not.
I mean, what would you even say? Like, hey, nice hat. You look stupid.
I definitely wasn't doing crowd work.
Hats are weird.
I remember I had one joke that had the word cunt in it, and a teacher was
Whoa.
He was angry that I said it, and he asked my speech and debate teacher to tell me not to say it the next assembly.
Yeah, you better not say that.
But I was a little. I was
the
like
assembly.
Come
on.
It was. I was like a little shit eater, so I was like, I'm gonna say it again. It wasn't like
you seemed like you were like some punk ass bitch kind of a kid.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean,
I like that you added ass bitch.
No, I mean you were probably just like you got like an instigator vibe to you.
Yeah, I
think a lot of comedians have that.
Yeah, I have anger issues, and I wasn't calling like a woman or really any person a cunt. I just used the word cunt, and he didn't like it. I want to make that clear. But
yeah, that's good.
But I would do that, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then I just started going more to open mics.
So you just liked stand-up at a young age. You're just like, this is something cool.
I wanted to be a musician because I played guitar since I was 5. And then I never did anything with it. And then I started watching stand-up. And Lewis Black was the first comic that I enjoyed.
Oh, nice.
That made sense to me.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I loved watching him. Yeah.
he's wonderful. Like he was just so pissed.
Yeah.
And he was so good at it.
Yeah, it was great.
And before that, the first time I saw stand-up comedy, it was Russell Brand, and I was like less than 8 years old. And
wow.
And I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, that's right. You're so young.
I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know why people were laughing. And I was like, I hate this. This is awful. Sorry to Russell Brand, but his shit is not for 8-year-olds. But then I saw Lewis Black, and I was like, this makes sense to me. Then I got very into stand-up, and then I started it, and yeah, and I liked it.
Well, yeah, and then you could go to like coffee shops. There's a lot of those kind of open mics and
There's
stuff.
tons. Most mics you can do as a kid. Just some once I got a fake ID though, then I would sneak into bars and like jeopardize people's shows and mics to do 5 minutes.
I mean, everyone had fake ID. I had one.
Yeah, I was just using it to do stand up though, which is like the nerdiest shit. It wasn't even to like get hammered.
You didn't even get drinks?
Sometimes I would.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
take advantage of the fake ID, dork.
But it was also like I didn't want to be getting drunk at mics, you know?
Yeah.
Which never became an issue, but when I was drinking more, I would drink at mics, and I was like, I can't be this guy.
Well, when I was first starting out, I like had to have a couple drinks. I remember the first time I did it, I was like pretty buzzed to go on stage. I was too nervous.
Do you still like to do that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I'm doing shows on the road, when I would go with Chad and JT, I like to have
a little
some
fun.
beers during the shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
But typically, I don't really drink during my sets.
Because you're so good at what you do. Like, you have such a control over why you're funny.
Yeah.
So it's like you getting drunk is like it wouldn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know
I've done it before, and it could be, it could work, but it just, I feel too out of control. I would be too in my head, and I don't know if I would be free flowing enough.
I think it'd be worse because the way you say stuff is what makes stuff so funny.
Yeah.
Like you have.
So it would mess with my rhythm if I'm too drunk. Yeah.
Like if I did your jokes, I don't know if I could really make people laugh very hard with them. But
Yeah.
like your way of doing them is what's special. So if you get drunk, then you could lose that. And then you lose
exactly.
everything.
Now you're dating an older woman.
Mm-hmm. I'm 23. My girlfriend is 33.
Man, that's hot.
Yeah, and you know, it's in porn. It's definitely like our relationship is kind of a genre.
Yeah, I was always into older women myself. Except now that doesn't really work because I want to have like a family.
Right.
So if I'm into an older woman, we can't have kids really.
Yeah, you're 39. If anything,
Yeah.
you need a woman that's preferably like at least like 5 years younger.
Yeah, I would like.
wanna have a kid.
Yeah, ideally someone between 30 and 35 would be good.
If you started dating a 30-year-old now, it'd be great. Because then if
Yeah.
you fell in love 5 years later, you might be married and ready for a child.
Yeah,
And that's a great time to have a kid.
right. And then anything younger than that, like
You don't want to be.
girls your age, I can't talk to. It's like. I
can't really either.
They're too immature. Well, yeah, you're a mature guy. Like when I talk to you, I don't feel like this is a kid.
Thank you.
You seem like you're very grown up, very adult. You carry yourself, in a mature manner. You're not
I appreciate that.
You're not a punk ass bitch,
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
like I said before.
I think it's also doing stand-up since you're 17 is like 17 is like when people start to go to college and you get socialized in college.
Yeah.
But I didn't hang out. I made no friends in college.
Yeah, I was
made
gonna say, did
none.
you go to college?
I went to college.
Where?
Cal State Northridge, not far from here.
Oh, all right.
And I went to college.
CSUN,
CSUN,
as
baby.
they call it.
My father went there. My grandfather taught there. But fucking, I went there because my dad taught there, so it's a little cheaper. I could stay in the dorm, so
Yeah.
I could kind of move out. And it would make my mom happy if I got a degree. So I was like, this is something to do during the day, whatever. It doesn't get in the way of
You
stand-up.
got a degree?
I got a degree.
In what?
In creative writing.
What a bullshit degree.
It is a bullshit degree.
Get a life. I can't believe they even have degrees like creative writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it right now. Here, I'm just writing something. My notes are
It's
creative
fulfilling.
writing. I could have went to college and got a degree, Aaron.
Definitely.
I did go to college. I just didn't finish, by the way. Went to 3 colleges.
Why were you getting kicked out?
No, I didn't.
You just never liked it.
Yeah, there was nothing for me there. I went to University of Iowa my
sucks.
freshman year. No, it doesn't suck.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it was fun, man. That's why I didn't make it through.
You're having too much fun.
It's a big party school.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But you have to
Are
be
they a
disciplined
D1?
enough. Yeah, it's a Big Ten college.
okay.
Yeah, University of Iowa, the Hawkeyes.
Oh, they're the Hawk. Okay.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Iowa City, fun city, and then after that, I took a break. I went to DePaul University, downtown Chicago. Took another break, then I tried to go to Columbia College,
of Chicago.
which is like
That's
the
a great school.
artsy school.
Yeah.
Just didn't like that.
I thought about Columbia. I'm glad I didn't go to a school like that. I almost wanted to try to get into Occidental, but I wasn't smart enough. That's like a liberal arts college. It's way too expensive.
Yeah,
But
it's like a weird name.
what were you
too.
majoring in?
I never, the only declared major I ever had, like Iowa didn't have one, DePaul I didn't. At Columbia, I briefly majored in acting, but then soon got out of it as soon as the Shakespeare stuff started.
Why? You just thought it was...
So boring.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it with all the and...
But Shakespeare's like a bro. That's what the cool teachers tell you, and they show you. A lot of Shakespeare is full of dick jokes.
I mean, I just
stupid
wanted to
shit.
do... At that point, I was like, I know I'm interested in the entertainment industry. I know that I'm funny. You know, I would watch like comedy movies, and I'd be like, that's what I want to do. I'm like, I can be one of those guys.
Right.
Like, I'd watch comedies, and I'd be like, yeah, that looks so fun. That's what I want. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So at that point, I actually knew that I wanted to do stand-up, but I was too big of a fucking pussy to try it. I was like, I don't want to get on stage. I'm scared.
That's interesting.
So then I did acting first, and then I did what do you call
scarier.
it? Tony? No, because there's other people around you.
Yeah,
Stand-up's harder because I was like, oh, I'm alone. I'm all afraid. I'm on the island. You're on the island.
I just feel like I like stand-up. Like, I love a cold open. Like, at the store, we do cold open.
Yeah,
which
the
is
cold
no
open.
comic has been on stage yet. And
Yeah.
I love that.
You come out yelling. What's that about?
Yeah, I start the cold open where I come out and I go, everybody, and I'm
Is
screaming.
that just like an energy thing? You're like trying to build up the energy, but you're like yelling.
Yeah.
Like, I can't yell. You kind of a weird yell too.
I want to have control, so I scream and I go, everybody clap, and then everybody claps, and I point at one guy and I go, only you. And then the whole room gets quiet, and then you hear like that, and people kind of giggle, and then I go, everybody again, and then I go back to that guy, I go, only you again, and I go, everybody. And I do that. It's a very cheap way of just letting people know the show has begun.
Yeah, well, you
And
sound kind of mad though when you're doing it. Go ahead.
I get amped.
Yeah.
I'm like a football coach, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get people amped.
Yeah.
But I like it because nothing else has happened on stage yet, so nobody's ruined anything for you. It's just yours.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can do whatever you want. And that's not scary to me because it's like, well, if this gets fucked up, it'll be because of me. And I'll know why this got fucked up. But with acting, it's like you have to write lines that you might not think are good.
Yeah.
And you have to act with people who you might not think are good. And there's almost something worse about group embarrassment to me.
Yeah.
Of like being on stage and a bunch of people being like, these 8 people came together to do something and they are fucking blowing it.
Right.
That almost seems worse than just one guy be like, well, he's just a loser.
Well, like,
You know?
but like improv classes, like that to me was stupid. But like
Yeah.
TV, film acting, that was more what I want. Like
You would never do improv?
I would take the classes. No, it's just dumb. I don't like improv because it's also like you don't know the people in your class. So you're just like trying to,
I worry about that.
like, how are you gonna mesh with these people you don't even know and just talk about something right off the top of your head?
I think somebody's just got to take the lead.
Yeah, that's what happens,
just
and it
be
just,
good at it.
It just doesn't really work. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I don't really trust improvisers that much.
yeah, I didn't like improv. I want it to be scripted and stuff. So
Yeah.
so now on the show, we have a few segments that we get into.
Uh-huh.
So I have to get into a this sucks right now, and this sucks is that I still have to do my taxes. I forgot to do my taxes. The thought of it is annoying to me because I worked a few valet jobs in Austin, and I don't have any. They didn't send me anything. I don't have the W-2s. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they could find me. I moved 5 times in the last year. I'm on the run from the IRS. All right? So if anybody knows the whereabouts of my W-2s, send them to me so I can do my taxes. All right? If you're the valet, one of the valet companies that I work for, send them my way. Hit me up on DM.
Why don't you just email them?
So I could send the shit to my cousin Nick. Huh?
Why don't you email the companies?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to because I need to get those taxes done.
They keep them on file. I think they have to.
Yeah, they would have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get anything in the mail. Yeah, I don't think they would know my address.
I haven't done my taxes either.
Yeah, the last job I had, I left. I was like, I put in the 2 weeks, but I said, I called up the manager. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm leaving. I gotta go.
Those decisions are tough when you have to put that on paper.
Yeah.
And they're like, when did that job end? And you're like, I don't know. I just left.
Yeah,
I just wasn't there.
Yeah, I booked a plane ticket back to here and said peace later.
Yeah, that was a big homecoming when you came back to LA.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, yeah, you started at the Comedy Store like right before I left, and it was good to see that you were still there when I came back.
Really?
Yeah, because you've been there like almost 2 years, right?
Almost.
Yeah.
I started after we reopened after the pandemic.
Yeah. So then, I was there for a little bit, left.
I thought you were already gone.
No. I left and then came back.
Wow.
I left, yeah.
It never made sense for you to go to Austin. That's a city.
Oh, what are you? The career, what is this, career day?
I just think
At the high school?
I just think good comics shouldn't go there. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it was, there's great comics there now, but it's like a place to where you should be fully established, probably.
Yeah,
to where you can bounce back and forth. Because if you're going there, like, you want to be able to do, like, all the shows and all the clubs.
Of course.
You don't want to be... For me, I was, like, grinding there. And I was like, I don't want to... Well, that was the thing. I got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I did it twice.
It's
because that was
bullshit.
my third scene. Because I started in Chicago. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
I did that for, like, 4 years. But that was a very half-ass. L.A. is, like, my... I mean, I guess it's not... This isn't a diss on my hometown, but L.A. is my home comedy scene.
Sure, it's where, it's you're fighting by way of.
This is where I got my bones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that a saying?
No.
Yeah, I think it is.
Got your bones?
Yeah.
Aaron, is that have you heard of that? Got his bones?
I mean, I can't speak for the comedy scene, but yeah, that's a saying.
Yeah, I
That
think I
is?
heard, yeah, I think
Got
I
my
heard that.
bones?
I think I heard it in a movie.
It's where I got my all right. I think I'm being an asshole.
Watch
All right.
movies, man. You're 23.
Yeah,
You
maybe
haven't
that's
seen anything.
Maybe that's a 23 thing.
I mean, have you seen movies?
I've seen the Blues Brothers. It's in Chicago.
Okay,
my
good. So
favorite
you've
movie.
seen some older movies.
Yeah, I mean, my dad did a pretty good job of showing me cool things.
Have you seen The Big Lebowski?
My dad loves The Big Lebowski.
Great,
It's very
great.
funny that
Oh,
that's
it's
the
good to
one
hear.
movie. Yeah.
What about The Dark Knight?
Yeah, I've seen The Dark Knight. That's not really an old movie, though.
No, I know, but I want to see where we're at here.
You seen the new Batman?
Because those
the
are like
Robert
my
Pattinson?
favorite movies. You kind of look like that guy. Is that why you
Robert
brought that
Pattinson?
up? Well, you kind of like his face, kind of.
Oh, I think I'm a wannabe, maybe. He's cut. He's like...
Well, yeah, you got kind
looks
of like a
vampire.
square. No, I actually did not see that. Why?
It's great. I'm
Okay,
not a
I gotta watch
superhero
it.
movie guy, but I forgot that Batman movies are like the cool superhero movies, I think. Like Marvel...
Yeah, I feel like that as well.
Marvel's a little like adult kid shit, but Batman's like we're cool. But like Batman, Colin Farrell is the Penguin, and he's
I forgot that.
He's
Okay.
he's for some reason a
bet he's
purely
great.
He's just only funny the whole
Oh.
movie. His whole characters, whenever he's in any scene, he's like oh, like they made a whole meme out of him in one of
Really?
his scenes just because he gets shown like a guy that's like dead, and he's like, what are you showing me that for? And he's like never serious.
It's funny.
But everybody else, yeah, it's hilarious because everybody else in the movie just talks like Batman. They're all just like, what do you...
Oh, that's weird.
It's very weird.
Does he have a better Batman voice than Christian Bale?
Robert Pattinson, he's more like the brooding, like, twink Batman. So he's more like, these people, they're like... He's not as gritty.
Okay. Aaron, did you see that movie?
Yes, I loved it.
Okay, what do you Colin Farrell? You think he was funny? Is that a good assessment by Cooper?
I wouldn't say it was funny. I mean, I still think it's ridiculous that he spent 6 hours in a makeup chair to look like a guy they could have just cast
Yeah.
as an ugly.
I think that's why I loved it
Overweight
so
fella.
much.
Yeah, give that role to one of the less. I mean, maybe that's like people will take offense to that. Like, hey, oh, we need somebody ugly for this role, and
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
it's
not,
easier to make someone ugly.
I'm not always into
You
that.
could have done it. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa. Shit. Didn't know this was the roast code.
What can you
podcast.
do with you have really thick eyebrows?
Yeah.
Does anybody ever say that?
All the time. All the time.
I mean, you could get lost in there.
It's been my whole life. People use it to.
It's wild. Does it when you get your hair cut? Are they ever like, "Do you want me to?
a little
Do
bit.
you want me to do everything?"
Yeah, my
You want
mom
me to-
has cut my hair my whole life because
Oh,
she's a
okay.
hairdresser. But she will sometimes. They're thick enough that you can take a comb and brush them through the eyebrow, and then take scissors and.
Yeah, I mean, how did that happen?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, you're like it's like a Muppet.
It's a lot. I'm the only one in my family that.
I
looks
was
like
gonna
this.
say maybe it's something in your family, but I mean, it's a cool, distinct look.
It gives me something.
It's fun, and then
yeah.
you got the hair. Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
It's good for the zeitgeist of people with weird faces.
All right, don't
becoming
use don't
attractive.
come on here using big words.
Come on, that's easy.
No, I know.
But,
no, say what you're saying again about the zeitgeist.
I mean, I feel like now the thing is like to be attractive, you have to have a weird face. So I'm hoping that these eyebrows can get me in that slot because I'm not going to be regular hot, but I could level up with like a weird face thing. But yeah, no, these have been here my whole life. It's been like this, and I forget about them, and then people like will tell me as if it's like a huge deal.
Like as a
which-
child, you had that.
I mean,
It's pretty.
I'm
wild.
sure they were smaller as a child, but I think even for a child, they were large. But people bring them up. I was on Kill Tony. That was the first thing that was mentioned.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a big deal, and that's what I forget about it. Yeah,
How did you do on Kill Tony? I used to smash on there.
I did all right.
Tony could never. Well, Tony always liked my comedy, so he never. I think that's how he. Because that was before I started working there, but he couldn't like. They could never rip me
'Cause you're too funny.
I would go up there and smash.
Yeah, well, you're a great stand-up, but also you as a guy, if they were like trying to make fun of you, you'd just be like, yeah, I don't agree. You know, like
Yeah.
you just say whatever,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't like they. You're not like desperate enough for that show. And then when I was on it, I was like 2 years in, and my jokes were fine, and I did fine. And then they asked me questions, and I was like normal and a little bit funny. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what they didn't want that because they were like, he's not like a piece of shit, and he's not amazing,
Yeah.
so we can't do anything with this.
Right.
He's just a guy.
Yeah. Well, that was. I mean, it was a way. Yeah. I mean, I was not desperate. It was like, oh, this could be fun. This is a cool thing to
Might as well.
get in front of some people. It's the Comedy Store. Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to do a little set. Yeah, because at that point you're like you're trying to network and get to know people.
Yeah.
And now I know everybody.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, people bring up the eyebrows. It's also how people flirt with me, I've noticed. I
What
think
do
a
you
lot
mean?
of times, like, if somebody mentions that they like my eyebrows, I soon find out that that person wants to fuck me. And then I have to get away from them.
real guy or girl.
Mostly women will bring it up because because I have large eyelashes too.
Yeah.
And then I find that out and I go, get the fuck out of here. I'm going home to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who's not annoying as hell like you, talking about my eyebrows.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's cool.
She's a normal person.
I don't know her that well, but she seems cool.
She's
yeah.
hilarious, yeah. She's a comic. We have a good time.
Nice.
She likes my eyebrows, I think. So, yeah.
Now you had a bit. Now you talk about you. Now you dated men. You dated men and women.
Yeah.
So you're bisexual currently? Would you say? Like, is it still?
Yeah, I don't think it went away.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Is this okay to talk about?
Of course,
Is
I'm
this
not
weird?
closeted.
Am I
Yeah.
saying it weird?
I have a whole joke.
Yeah, no, I saw you posted a. Yeah, you probably have another joke, but you posted a great clip where you were talking about it on stage, You were basically like,
I was like, I'm pansexual, and then a lady was like, what?
well, yeah, you were like, okay, you said I'm pansexual,
It's the same shit.
which is same as bi.
Pretty much.
Like, basically, I find everyone attractive. And then
Yeah.
she was like, what? And then you were like, I fucked guys or something. What did you say?
I was like, did you say what? It's gay
Yeah.
sex, ma'am.
Yeah.
And then I was fucking around. I was like, I'll show you what. I'll
Yeah.
take out my phone and show you what. That's the
Yeah.
common. I kind of joke about it in that clip. Is that's like a common reaction? Is that like people are never homophobic? If I talk about one time I started talking, then the whole crowd started booing. And then, because I was in Orange, California, in like a cinder block bar, and they all started booing. And then a lady was like, "Don't do it." And then I was like, "Guys, you can beat me up after the set, but like I already wrote the joke." And then I told the joke, and it was their favorite joke. But a lot of times, if you're in a place, especially outside of LA, people, will just go like, "Whoa!" Like they kind of act like you're talking, like I said in the clip, like you're talking about doing backflips or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, it's very surprising.
they don't see it coming.
No, because I act like this, and people expect like dudes that have fucked dudes to act like that,
Right,
you know?
right.
And like everybody does, like homophobic people do, but also people that like pretend to love gay people, you know, like white women that are like, I love gay men, like they're some of the most profiling people ever, because they'll see me and be like, well, you're straight, obviously. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you have like a warped conception of what a queer person acts like.
Yeah.
And I break it down with flannels and a deeper voice.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
That's my plan. I wore flannels today because you wear flannels.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you wore that today. Yeah, we could have been flannel brothers, but I did this
We still got
today. So it's good. Yeah, otherwise, that might have been weird.
one. Did you have questions?
What are you trying
about
to copy my style?
Yeah, you kind of thought.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
was
You
like, okay.
dress like me? This isn't. What are we? We're not dating.
No, but just as kind of a bit, I thought it might be silly.
it would have been fun, but
Yeah, you
it's
know,
all right.
doing
Yeah, I
this
do
shit
have
every night.
questions.
Yeah.
What is? I mean, you have a pretty normal clothing style. A lot of comics are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had Ben Branford on last week. He dresses like my grandfather.
A little bit.
And
Understated.
Like he dresses, I think, like everybody's grandpa.
Yeah, it's like comfy and
Yeah, he wears
non-threatening.
like never jeans. He wears like corduroys and like a sweater. Mm-hmm. Like every 85-year-old man.
He dresses like a cup of tea would dress if it was a person. That's how Ben dresses. Yeah.
That's a great assessment. You kind of have just like a regular style. I kind of have like a rugged kind of mountain. I don't know when this happened, but I became this outdoorsy guy, really into flannel types.
Kind of noticed that. I think it works on you.
Yeah, because I don't, T-shirts are fine. Like this is like I like solid colored T-shirt. I don't like a whole lot of logo action.
I stopped graphic T-shirts after I started stand-up.
Yeah, I like this color, like a maroon is a great color. I love, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into looking like normal. Like
Yeah.
my clothes are like too expensive and take too much time to look as normal as they do.
Have you ever picked up a weight? You don't look like you work out.
That's such
have you
a
ever-
mean way to ask.
Have you ever seen the weight room?
No.
Get in the weight room, bro.
No, I mean I
didn't think so.
I ran cross country and track in high school.
Oh yeah, you did that. Those guys,
No.
they run from the weight
Yeah.
room. They see it and they're like, oh, I'm gonna do my relay race.
I played tackle football before high school, but we didn't have a weight room. We were too young.
Yeah, you can't
But-
lift weights.
But
that
no,
young.
I'm never lifting. I do feel my bone a lot in my arm though. I feel my bone and it feels like my arm is thin, and it worries me that my bone is so present.
Yeah, it might be a little thin.
I'd like to feel it less.
Wow.
Like, so I don't even know if you get muscle on like just the outside. I mean, I guess you do. That's like what? They connect here and here.
Yeah,
But
there's a tricep
right
and a bicep.
here-
Yeah.
I also like the TVs right here because when I was watching Ben, I was noticing he kept looking at the TV.
Yeah, he kept looking at that.
'Cause
Yeah,
he was getting
wants
a-
to see himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting
Well,
a
I
lot
do
of
that, too.
FaceTime while you were talking. So there's a lot of shots of Ben listening. Mm-hmm. But no, I haven't picked up a weight.
Well, yeah, because this camera, I go into the main camera when it's me alone. But here, yes, so I don't really look at the TV now, but you can look wherever you want.
I'm just trying to forget about all that, just be in the moment.
All right, we're going to get into Joe Code for this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing that we do here. It's our second segment. Do you know about that?
It is, I've watched the Ben episode. I watched a little bit of the Felicia episode, but Joe Code again is just it's how to live life in a way,
Kinda,
right?
yeah. So Joe Code for this week is apparently find a partner in your same field. I keep having comedians on that are dating other comedians. Oh, hey, honey, how was your set tonight? I mean, is that all you guys talk about? I mean, what? But it seems like in any field you can find that. Like I know lawyers that are together, doctors do that, accountants. I know a lot of people that I've met at work. So maybe, hey, if you're out there and you're looking for love, you're like, hey, maybe find a partner in the same field that you're doing. It seems to work for people. So maybe let's give that a shot.
Yeah, go up to people at work, start asking them out.
No, I'm not going to do that. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like technically you could, but then it's weird. It's like it has to be, I don't know. That whole thing's weird because then it has to be like something that you just know that both people feel that way. I don't know.
I remember from my last job, I think it's legally, in like human resources terms, I think you're legally allowed to ask someone on one date at work, but if they say no, then you have to stop asking.
Oh, right. Yeah,
you can ask them on a date. Not like you can't be like, do you want to fuck? You can go up to someone at work and be like, would you like to go on a date? And if they say no, then you have to stop. But I think legally, like the government allows you like one shot. And if that blows up, then that's it.
Yeah, I guess where it gets weird is if you're like harassed. Yeah, because then you get into the grounds of harassment.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't want to be doing that.
No, you got to give up.
Do you play any drinking games still? You're a young buck. I would smoke you.
In drinking? Or in like a game?
In game, darts, flippy cup, beer pong, whatever you want, man.
You would smoke me.
I got your ass.
I did no partying.
Don't even try it.
I know you.
Oh,
would.
You didn't party?
No, I did no partying in college. I lived in the dorm.
Whoa!
After class, I would leave at like 3, and I would go do mics from then until 2 a.m.
Nerd.
And I would come back and sleep. And I didn't hang out with anyone. And my college wasn't a party school either. It was like they had frats, but they were like 3-bedroom, 1-story houses in the valley.
Oh, okay.
I remember my roommates were like, I don't know if he's cool enough to be in the frat. Or like jokingly, though, I don't know if he's ready to be in the frat. But they were in the frat but lived in dorms. I was like, this isn't even a frat.
Yeah, that's not you got to be at the house.
So I was like, I'm not even going to try and party. So I've always, all of my friends are just older. So they're usually out of like a drink game era of their life already.
Right.
So I just kind of meld into them. And that's why I don't know. I'm not good at drinking games.
Wait, why did you live in a dorm when you're from L.A.? How far is CSUN from your house?
Oh, yeah, no. The house was like 20 minutes away. I just didn't want to.
So you wanted college to be expensive.
Well, it was cheap because it was.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a privileged choice. It was a state school my dad taught at, so it was all relatively cheap.
Nepotism.
Didn't have to take out loans. I guess, yeah. But I wanted like a faux independence, I guess.
Yeah, you wanted the full experience.
Yeah, I just
so
didn't
to speak.
And my mom got remarried, and I was living in her house with her husband, and I was like, this is her second life.
I didn't realize you were from here.
Yeah,
because I remember at the Super Bowl party, you were like, I thought you were East Coast. I thought you were like cheering hard for the Eagles. Was that fake?
My girlfriend is from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And she goes for the Eagles.
I got you.
So I was like, well, I don't have a dog in this fight because I like the Raiders. So I'll just cheer for Philly. So I was screaming in a Philly accent. I made Zach leave the room.
Yeah, because he went to when the Niners played there and had a rough experience.
Yeah, our friend Zach was very upset about the Eagles. So anytime the Eagles scored, I'd be like, "Fuck you, Zach!"
Yeah,
fuck
I remember that.
I yelled, "Fuck the Bay Bridge," not just the Golden Gate. I said, "Fuck the Bay Bridge" too. Because he's from the Bay Area, so I was saying, "Fuck everything Bay."
Yeah, and then that's funny. What was the other thing I was gonna say to you? Oh yeah, so I covered for you last night at work, and now I'm covering for you again tonight. What's with that? What do you think that? You think you can just, I'm at your beck and call? What do you got that's going on?
It was shows. It shows.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, well, it is nice. I mean, I don't get a lot of shows. I've just been lucky this week. And
People
then
have been hitting me. I have to respond to people. I have like 3 people I need to get back to. I ignore them.
That's insane. I chomp at the bit.
Well, the thing is, because I always am hesitant. If people, I'm at the point where if I'm not getting paid, I'm not doing your show.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Well, if that's your rule, then yeah.
Hey, them's the rules.
Okay, you should put that in your Instagram bio.
Well, because I don't have a car. So if I'm going to do your show, I'm spending money to get there.
You saving up for a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you're not going to at least pay the Uber, I'm not doing your show. But also, even if I break even, I might not do it.
You should start seeing.
I really just do the Comedy Store.
You should see who else is on the show, and then see if you know anybody who can get a ride.
Well, then you could get a ride.
Then it makes it worth it.
That's a thing you could do.
You could hustle like that.
But all right, well, let's. We've got another podcast coming in after us. So at this time, I would like to get into, and we'll do it. This is great later.
Oh, I didn't know you did that too.
Yeah, that's the other thing, and then also, we'll go into comments because Aaron, we still have a lot of comments, right?
Yeah.
So I think we'll probably skip emails this week because I don't think there's that many, so I could always get caught up on those. But don't forget, everyone, you can email the podcast at joecodepodcast@gmail.com. Major concentration on food, beer, and men. Those are the big topics.
I can talk about those.
But we email about anything you want. Also, don't forget, guys, book me on Cameo. A lot of fun with those. Yeah, I want to say thanks to my last 2 cameos that were a lot of fun. Those came from Matthew. That one was for PJ, and then the other one from Carly, or actually Denise, and that one for Dennis. Thanks a lot, you guys. A lot of fun. Love doing the cameos. And also join the Patreon for $2 a month at patreon.com/JoeCodePodcast. All right, so what we do is we read some... We usually will read some emails and then also the YouTube comments.
Right.
And then we examine them, talk about them.
And it's just anything, but mostly food, beer, and men.
Yeah, I mean, it's anything really, yeah.
I'm familiar with those 3 things.
The emails are mostly
intimately.
focused on that. The comments are, whatever people want to say based on, whatever episode. So,
Right.
All right, yeah, Aaron, let's get back to those comments.
All right, this is still from the Felicia Folks episode, and it's coming in hot. How about sour cream on red velvet cake? How about that? Yeah.
We've had a big thing here where people it's now a running bit
I'm
where
kind of familiar.
People put sour cream on random things, and it just flabbergasts me every time.
Are you a fan of sour cream to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay.
On like nachos and Mexican food and
Red
baked
velvet
potatoes.
cake that's just uncreative, and that's a silly question.
Yeah, it is silly.
Because there's already cream cheese, so it's like it's the answer to what you're saying is just you wouldn't be saying this if you didn't put cream cheese on red velvet cake to begin with.
Yeah, so
it's a ridiculous question.
Yes,
for somebody to ask.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, that was from Big Mike YouTube. Someone calling themselves the Impulsinator says, my mom puts ketchup on her French toast. My dad and I definitely voiced our disgust. I thought she was the only one. We've also had that come up before.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the only 2 people in the freaking world. I don't know.
Doesn't make sense. It reminds me of a Monte Cristo. You know that sandwich?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to know about a Monte Cristo.
I
You're a big
remember the
sandwich guy.
name. What's on it?
It's like essentially like a ham and cheese and some other shit, but the bread is like pretty much French toast with powdered sugar on top. But a lot of times it comes with a cranberry, right? Is it cranberry or raspberry? Dipping sauce, and you kind of dip the sandwich in it.
Okay.
So that
I
makes
think the
me
whole
think
thing's
of it.
deep fried as well.
And deep fried, yeah.
Wow.
But
All right.
ketchup on French toast is just a dumb, stupid thing to do, and that woman's an idiot. So
Yeah. Wow.
I think is kind of the answer to that. That sucks that's that guy's mom.
Man, look
Wouldn't
at
that
you
bum you
coming in
out?
hot.
Sorry, but wouldn't that bum you out if you saw that your mom did something like that? That you'd be like, fuck.
Well, I'd just be like, I mean, people have weird. You don't have any kind of weird food stuff that you do.
I was trying to think about that because you guys were talking about that on the last, like, no.
Nothing that comes to
Like,
mind.
not routinely. Like,
All right.
I'll look at, I over-season shit, or I'll look at, sometimes you make a dinner for yourself and then you look at it and you're like, I feel like if somebody served this to me, I'd be grossed out, but
Yeah.
I made it, so
Okay.
it's not. But it's like, no, I'm pretty down the middle, just like a chicken thigh with green beans and like, pasta with butter and cheese.
All right.
I'll eat baby food like that, but no, I don't do weird shit like that. You know what I do? Mayonnaise and soy sauce put together. Then if you add garlic powder, it's just kind of an aioli. I'll put that on a variety of different things. I've eaten that
Oh.
with steak,
Interesting.
which is odd,
Okay.
but that's probably as weird as I
Yeah,
get.
that sounds pretty good.
Even that is too involved to just be gross and weird, though. Ketchup is like just lazy weird. You're not even trying.
All right, Liquid Butter Alternative says, Joe, you would be an amazing voice actor for cartoons. I need to see it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I've said. Yeah, I would love to do some voices. That would be great.
Do you have a representation and stuff?
No, I have none.
Oh, okay. Well, once you get some, let them know.
Do you?
No,
Okay.
we're just out here unrepped,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
a bunch of fucking losers.
Shut up.
Daniel says, regarding Bristol Farms, do they still sell poke by the pound? Their poke was the best.
Probably because they have. I see they have the sushi bar over there. So I'm gonna say yes, probably, but I'm not 100% on the poke. I know they have the sushi.
Do you fuck with that raw fish?
I do sushi once in a while. I haven't done poke in a while.
It's good. There's a lot of protein. You can bulk with it, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I'll prefer sushi over the poke. Yeah.
Okay, and then Drew Pinnell says, Joe, would you prefer me, and only me, in parentheses, to watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify? Which helps you out the most? I'm guessing YouTube, but I don't know. And then Tanner Klenoshik says in the comments as well, for some reason I always listen to the first half on Spotify, the second half on YouTube.
What?
I guess because that way I like the video on YouTube too.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you like, whatever you want to do, yeah, it all helps. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I could probably YouTube because I'm monetized on there, and but do what you want. I mean, I just appreciate you being a fan.
All right, then we got Will Sauerbrunn with the bakery items bracket.
Oh, here we go. Do you know about what's going on here?
No.
So we do like food playoffs. There's
Okay.
like seedings, and then we pick the winner.
Definitely. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Strap in, young buck.
Strap in Joe, he says.
Oh, he told me to strap in.
Yes.
All right, we're all strapped in. Cooper's strapped in. I'm strapped in. Aaron, are you strapped in?
I'm
You and your
fully strapped.
All right, let's get into the bakery playoffs.
All right. Number 1 seed, Donuts, versus number 8 seed, Fudge.
Donuts.
You can't just say donuts. You have to explain it.
First off, I wasn't even expecting fudge from a bakery. I was expecting bread, so maybe that's just the bias itself. But also, if you asked any person on any given day, like, would you eat a donut right now? Most people would eat a donut throughout most times of the day, I feel like. Whereas fudge, it's like you gotta... Fudge is a whole thing. Fudge will stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, so now fudge, yeah, bakery. Yeah, and the thing with, well, here's the thing with donuts are so dynamic.
Exactly.
I
Fudge is
mean-
a crazy... To even put that up against donuts is almost unfair to fudge.
Well, they're the 8th seed. They snuck in. I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, they've been playing well, you know.
Donuts, they don't even have to really... I mean, you could rest the starters in this first round series.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, you don't even need to bring the whole squad. I mean, I think the Glazed can get it done.
Yeah. You can come with
Against
even just
fudge.
you can come with just a fact, even an Entenmann's donut, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Just even from a factory is better than most.
Do you think so? It's a best of 7. You think Fudge even gets a game here?
No, I really don't see.
You don't
fudge.
think they surprise him?
I don't know. I haven't really lived a big fudge life.
Well, I'm going to give Fudge one game just because I'm going to say Donuts just they let up a little bit. So I'll say Donuts 4-1.
I love fudge, but against donuts, I think it's a clean sweep 4-0.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy question. Probably a clean sweep.
It's not crazy. Okay, Fudge got in fair and square.
I mean, we have
They had a good season.
we've argued his seedings before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody's perfect, but Will does a tremendous work.
Yeah.
We've got number 2 muffins versus number 7 blueberry scones.
Well, that seems unfair because why wouldn't it just be muffins versus scones? Because there's so many different types of muffins. I have to go muffins because I would rather have a blueberry muffin.
Yes.
Are we talking about plain muffins? Because in that case,
Well, it's anything.
That's
It's
just a
just muffins in general. Well,
but why does it have to be specifically blueberry scones? That makes it tough for me. I feel like there's no way I could just let that win.
there's we don't ask those questions.
All right, I'm sorry. It does. It is bad for the. I won't ask.
Well,
okay.
hey, this
Then-
is Will's thing, and yeah, blueberry scone.
Damn, the Sklar brothers are peeking through the window, already trying to get in there.
Yeah, well,
They do come in hot.
We have 10 minutes.
They come in
They can
hot.
peek through the window like the Wizard of Oz if they want, but it's not. We have 10 minutes.
They peek through at the same time, actually.
They did.
No.
That would be funny if they did.
But I would have to go muffins. They're dynamic, just like donuts.
Yeah, muffin, and then scone. I can't really remember the texture of the scone.
Scones are
hard.
They're more hard.
More
Yeah,
crumbly.
They're kind of dry and hard.
Scones are good. But
Yeah,
it's a tough question
and
for an
blue-
American. An American's gonna say muffin all day.
I mean, I think though I'm gonna say because maybe you pair that scone with a coffee,
Yeah, you have to pair it.
sneak in a couple games. Yeah, blueberry.
If you eat a scone with no beverage, you're out of your fucking mind.
Like if we go like banana nut against blueberry scone, like I could see the scones getting a couple games.
Blueberry scones are a great team.
I
It's just
like-
when you go up against muffins, it's
Yeah.
like they've been a dynasty for years.
All right. Well, I like them getting 2 games. I like muffins 4-2.
All right.
Wow.
I'll go with that.
I definitely have muffins overtaking them, but I would also think that's a sweep.
Oh wow, couple sweeps here for Aaron.
Yeah.
It's a fair sweep.
Let's see. I think this one's pretty obvious too. Number 3 seed, chocolate croissants versus number 6 eclairs.
Okay, now let me say this. I'm thinking big upset here.
Oh.
Big upset. I've had eclairs recently.
What is an eclair?
I
know the name, and it's a thing that I thought I knew what it was, but when I really think about it, it's not. What is it?
It's like a donut filled with whipped butter, basically.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you know what?
Just
You know what?
chocolate
I don't know why I was thinking baklava.
Oh no, baklava is good.
It's way different. Yeah.
Baklava is a dessert, though. Some of these can be.
Honestly, I bet like an eclair, like if you're like in New Orleans or something, where like it's good in America, like I bet you can really get a pretty fucking good eclair. But
Chocolate croissant.
I think it's good to think about like what is like even the gas station version of it. Which one's going to be better, a chocolate croissant or an eclair? And it's going to be chocolate croissant.
Aaron, you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Paris and still would have gone chocolate eclair over eclair, or chocolate croissant over an eclair there as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like a complete blowout, but they're winning.
Yeah. See, and this is like kind of hard for me because I'm not a huge bakery guy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like that genre of food is not quite my expertise. Like I've done muffins a lot.
Yeah.
Croissants here and there. But yeah, see, like I didn't even know what an eclair was.
I think I'm a big bakery guy, but maybe not with my friend works for a bread company and he brings home fresh bread almost every day.
But yeah, so I've had. Oh, that's
bread
nice.
life.
Yeah, I've had croissants, and I love croissants, and I love chocolates. So yeah, we'll say chocolate croissant in a 4-1.
I think even a regular croissant beats an eclair, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Another sweep, Aaron.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sweeping them.
It's crazy. I don't see a single upset here. We've got the next seeding. The last pair is number 4 cinnamon rolls versus number 5 cannolis.
All right, now let's hold on.
Yeah, that's tough. I have a lot of respect for cannolis.
As an Italian, I'm feeling possible upset here. And I know cinnamon rolls. It's like, yeah, but okay, cinnamon rolls sometimes can be dry. Sometimes there's not enough icing. Cannolis, there's always enough filling. You're not going to have an issue with there not being enough filling.
I think I would go cinnamon rolls because it's like I want to say cannoli, but I do notice whenever I bite into a cinnamon roll, I always have the feeling of like, I can't believe I don't eat these more. But I know why I don't, because these are crazy to eat every day.
Yeah.
With a cannoli, I'm always excited and then I bite into it and I still like it, but I feel like a cinnamon roll really gets the job done. They're like a team that just fucking moves the chains down the field, you know?
Yeah.
They're a little flashy.
You think they wear down cannolis?
Yeah, I think cannolis get gas.
But this is a tough series, though. I like cannolis putting up a fight.
Sure.
Cannolis would put up a fight, but I think at the end of the day, cinnamon rolls are going to edge it out with just good,
I think it's going 7.
just good play calls. You think it's going all the way to 7? All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I'm thinking cannolis has the lead, and they almost pull this out. I mean,
I don't
if
know.
somebody else was on board here, I would give cannolis the upset, but I think I'm outmanned or outnumbered here by you guys.
I think cinnamon rolls just have good coaching and like players that just keep moving. You know.
Okay.
Cannolis have a lot of stars, but there's a lot of attitude on that team too, and it's not always backed up by play.
All right, I can see that. Aaron, what do you think?
I'd go 4-3 cinnamon rolls.
Okay, good. It's a tight
I think
series.
I think cannolis play a little bit above their head and they take 3, but cinnamon rolls ultimately wins as they should.
All right.
They're just a
Sounds
better
great.
team.
Okay, fine.
And then we've got Tanner Klanoshik comments on with his picks, and he says donuts 4-1. Fudge will always trick me once and end up in my fridge for a week after I have one square. Muffins 4-0. Not a fan of scones. Eclairs 4-3, which I disagree with.
See, there's the upset. Yeah.
And then cinnamon rolls 4-2. Nothing better than smelling a Cinnabon in the mall. LOL.
Yeah, that's the other thing cinnamon rolls got too, with the smell.
Yeah,
I guess that
too.
puts them over the top.
That scares the other team before they're even on the field.
All right, yeah. So that's a good aspect there. All right, we'll have to get to the rest of the comments and the emails next time. Oh yeah, I just want to do a "This is great" really quick, and then we'll close up shop here. It's fun that I say shop because my "This is great" is a little restaurant called Benito's Taco Shop.
Oh, I am very familiar.
Yeah, Benito's is great. Consistently, like the most reasonably priced burrito you're gonna get in town. Also did a California burrito, which is hard to find in LA.
Yep, you get one there.
Oh yeah, did the carne asada, did the French fries, guac, cheese, sour cream. Phenomenal. Great stuff. Usually you have to go to San Diego for that. Isn't that right, Aaron?
Yeah. There's a place right near here that does it well as well, but usually you won't find it here in LA.
Nice. You know Benito's.
Yeah, there used to be 4 of them in Hollywood. I know the one on Beverly and Fairfax.
Yeah, that's the one I
used
go to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's a great little spot. All right, Cooper Lyden. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great times. Yeah, did you have fun?
I had a great time.
Yeah, this was
I had a wonderful
great.
time. It's good to do a podcast not alone.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad
to
you
be
had
here.
fun.
Yeah.
Everyone check. I forgot to do this to the other people, but check out Cooper on social media. Follow him. I should do that for my guests.
Yeah, you should. That's why. Yeah.
I forget to say that.
Cooper Lyden is Alone podcast. It's on all my social medias. If you look up Cooper Lyden, it's the link in the bio, so
Yeah.
you can find it. Or you can go on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you want to go. Apple Podcast, wherever you want to
Nice.
go. It's there.
All right, Cooper Lyden. Check out him. Check out his podcast. Great stuff, man. All right, and thanks a lot for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone. Thanks a lot. This is. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel, download the podcast, watch the podcast, share the podcast, all that stuff. This is Joe Code. I'm Joe Marrese.